Hello everybody, my name is Dutchy, welcome to the channel, and let's get right into this video. Now Halloween is right around the corner, and you know what that means if you've been playing Overwatch for a while? Junkenstein's Revenge is coming back. But this time, it should be a lot better than the previous years, because this year we're actually going to get some proper PvE experiences. But what a lot of you guys probably don't know is that there's actually a couple of comics with Junkenstein's Revenge, explaining how Junkenstein became who he is today. So that's what I'm going to dive into today, a little bit of lore on Junkenstein, and well, hopefully you guys enjoy. If you guys do enjoy this, I'm also doing a whole bunch of other videos on the lore of Overwatch, so well, go and check those videos out. I already have one released right now, so go check that one out. It's about Junkrat and Roadhog, and well, I personally like it quite a bit, so I'll keep making these videos for as long as I can. Alright, that's enough stalling, let's get right into the comic and the lore right now. We start this story off with a Halloween party that is happening with the Overwatch crew. This was before they were disbanded with Reaper and everything like that, so everything is actually quite nice. Now everyone is telling scary stories, and McCree's story is about to come to an end, where he talks about a gunslinger who shoots a werewolf through the brain with a silver bullet. But then the gunslinger realizes that he was bitten himself, passing on the curse to him. Also, I mean Cassidy, because, well, McCree's not a thing anymore, but in this comic, he's still called McCree, so yeah. Once Cassidy's story's over, Reinhardt says to him, "Not bad, Cassidy, for a children's fairy tale. Do you wish to hear a real scary story?" With Cassidy replying, "Show us what you got, big man." Reinhardt gives a quick warning, saying anyone who is frightened easily should leave now. Dim the lights. As McCree sits in the background saying, "Give me a break, Reinhardt." Reinhardt says, "What I'm about to tell you is no silly fable. It is true. In the heart of the Black Forest, there is a town called Atlarsburn. A town afflicted by a terrible curse." Also, I really hope I pronounced that city right. "Long ago, it was home to one Dr. Jameson Junkenstein. He was a brilliant scientist who served the local lords, crafting extraordinary lifelike animatronics. The Lord was very handsome and, well, Reinhardt's basically trying to, describe himself, but, he's doing a very poor job. But he had no love for the good doctor, and he basically treated his experiments as slaves. The good doctor could only take so much abuse, so he wanted to make a creature that could really think for himself and finally get the Lord's respect. He will create true life. The good doctor tried day and night trying to create life from a dead corpse. He put everything he had into it, his mind, his body, his soul, his blood, his sweat, his tears. But the more he tried, the more he realized it was futile, for he could never solve the problem of life. He was on the verge of despair, and he was about to abandon his work. Until two figures appeared out of nowhere. It was the Witch of the Wilds and her dreaded servant. Now, she claims that she admired the good doctor's work. She offers the doctor to help by giving him the spark he seeks, the spark of life. The only thing she asks in return is for some delicious punch. Wait, that doesn't seem right. Turns out Reinhardt was just thirsty and wanted to interrupt the story to quickly get some punch. He grabs the entire bowl, which I kind of think is a little bit over the edge, but you do you, Reinhardt. Now McCree's sitting in the back, still actually telling him that the story isn't actually that scary, Reinhardt, and Reinhardt replies with, "No need to hide behind such a tough guy act, Cassidy." As Reinhardt continues his story, the witch says, "I want only one thing in return. A day will come when I call on you for a favor." The dreaded servant goes on to say, "And no matter what that is, you will honor it." There was no hesitation with the doctor, for the doctor's choice was simple. Make his creature come back alive. The creature was alive, with its ragged lungs breathing their first breath, and his decaying legs taking their first steps. And with the creature's first thoughts, he would decide never to be a slave for anyone. The creature started rampaging through the town, destroying everyone he could find. The good doctor could not stop him, but nor did he want to. He enjoyed seeing all that have scorned him plead for their lives. The carnage lasted hours, until the creature disappeared. No one knows exactly what happened to the creature, or even where it went. Reinhardt goes on to say, "I never believed this story until I visited the village myself. Even so many years after the tragedy, I sensed a dark presence there." Reinhardt goes on to say, when he left, he could swear something was following him. But there are times he feels like something's watching him even now. And then the door knocks. Reinhardt storms over to the door, saying, "Who's there? You're interrupting the best part of my story." Reinhardt screams out, "Monster! Run!" But it turns out to be Reyes, aka Reaper. Everyone tells him, "Nice costume," and McCree obviously says, "Show off." I meant Cassidy. God, I keep doing that. This is where the comic book ends, but not the story itself. Junkenstein attacks the town and forces everyone to flee into the castle, while there is only 4 people who are willing to defend the castle from the hordes of Junkenstein's monsters, which are basically our lovable 76, Anna, McCree, and Hanzo. And I meant Cassidy, not McCree. I gotta stop doing that. At this point, Junkenstein's lust for revenge has gone so far that he turned the entire town into a sea of terror with his creations. Luckily, the 4 heroes managed to defeat Junkenstein, and the mad doctor's laugh was heard no longer. The heroes disappeared soon after this, but their story will live on through the ages. Even though Junkenstein was defeated, the Witch of the Wild resurrected Junkenstein, allowing him to do his revenge once more. For Junkenstein still owed the Wild Witch a favor. Junkenstein learned from his past mistakes, and he made an even greater army this time, making sure that the town will fall this time. The town's defenses against Junkenstein were hopeless, so the Lord of the Castle sent out messages asking for aid, hoping the heroes of old will come and help. The first of these messages was received by a Viking, a craftsman Viking, who also fought beside the Lord himself. He could not ignore the plea of an old friend, nor could he ignore the spilling of blood of a new foe. Next is the Countess. Now the Countess, she cannot feel warmth, she cannot feel the cold. She has not felt joy, and she has not felt sorrow. The only thing she feels is an unending hunger. Nobody knows exactly why she went to save the town, but she did, and the townfolk will be grateful for it. At least they hope so. Stranger yet is the monk and his swordsman apprentice. Where they have met and why they decided to travel together is a story for another time. But it is said that they follow the will of forces beyond mortal understanding. From far and wide they came, from sea, from the land, by foot, by hoof they came, for they were in number, like the heroes of old. Trust did not come easy with them. But trust is exactly what they will need in order for them to survive this night. For this night was even more dangerous than the last time Junkenstein attacked, for the Witch of the Wild has summoned more allies. For not only did she have her faithful servant Reaper with her, she also had the Summoner, who wields the power of ancient dragons. And of course Junkenstein and his monster himself. And that's not even talking about the army that Junkenstein has created for this event. And so a restless night began, for the Lord himself would not sleep that night, and nor will any of his subjects. Hopefully these heroes can win the fight. The fight lasted the entire night, what felt more like an eternity to the heroes themselves. Junkenstein was eventually defeated once again. After many years of peace and prosperity, the town finally started to grow back. The autumn festival was coming back up, but also the anniversary of Junkenstein's death. Hopefully nothing bad will happen, but the Lord of the Castle has a very bad omen about this. There are some strange noises coming out of the old quarters of the castle. Hopefully it's just rats, but the Lord of the Castle has sent a few of his knights to go check what is happening. Not only that, there are also some rumors of Junkenstein creating himself a bride. And this bride might even be more horrifying than Junkenstein himself. but who is to know? But anyway, that's gonna happen in the next Overwatch event, which will be happening hopefully in a few days, unless you're watching this in the future, in which case, hello future people. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff if you feel like it, and well, I'll catch you guys later. Bye!